well, and thank you guys for coming. I really am nervous, so I'm so sorry that if I stutter or sweat. But I decided tonight was not a night for natural deodorant. And we're thank you for that. Yes, that's how it worked. So just to give you a little bit of background about myself, I am actually 52 years old. I'll be 53 in February. I think I had a little champagne, that's why I confess that right now. Actually, I've been with my husband for 20 years, and we've actually been living in Dunes West for 19 years. He's not here tonight, and he actually is in Las Vegas with our grandsons. Here's what happened. Let me just confess it now. We got a phone call from my 11-year-old grandson, and baseball is their life, I have to say. You know, pretty much, it's way up there. And they're winning, and they're in this tournament. There's like 2 tournaments in a row, and it's in Las Vegas. And they said, Grandma, Grandpa, can you come? We're winning. It's the championship. I don't know what it is. It's some big deal. And I'm like, no, we cannot come. And so anyway, he's, please, please. And I just can't tell my grandson no. I'm sorry. So I said, what if Grandpa comes? And they said, they were like, okay, but we'll miss you. But he took a ticket, and he is in Las Vegas, and he is doing the grandpa thing. And let me tell you, my grandsons know if they ask me for something, the answer is yes. So that's where he is. But he's very supportive of my business. He always has been. Anyway, we live about 1.5 miles from here, exactly, because I actually run, this is my route from my house to the clubhouse and back, so it's 3 miles. I'm going to say walk run, not really a run, but I call it a run on Facebook. It seemed to impress people. That's how I did that. But I've been in Arbonne for 7 years, and let me just tell you how I got introduced to Arbonne. And I have a table of some of my greatest supporters. They're sitting over there, my good friends who probably thought I was crazy. But actually, Vicki Dukes actually introduced me to Arbonne about 7 years ago. And this is how she did it. She called me up and she goes, I have something for you. I'm like, what is it? And she said, you can only have it for 3 days. And don't ask for it. You can't keep it any longer. Like, okay. I hope it's good, you know. So she drops off the anti-aging skincare and let me use it for 3 days. And I did fall in love with it. I was like, what is this stuff? My skin looks awesome. And she goes, well, it's called Airborne, and I'm going to sell it. And I said, well, okay, but I think that's a drink, because I drink it before I go on the airplane. So she said, no, it's not. It's skincare. Okay. So she said, I'm going to sell it, and I want you to sell it. I'm not going to sell anything, Vicki. I'm not a salesperson. I have no sales experience. My background is computer science, by the way. I've been in corporate America for 20 years. My background, I have a degree in computer science. I do not sell anything. I don't know how to sell. Why would I sell? She says, well, I think you should do it with me. I'm like, no, but I will be your biggest supporter, Vicki. And she says, well, okay. Well, then she didn't take no for, like, I told her no 5 times. I just want you guys to know. Like 5, maybe 6 times. I said, I just want the product. What do I have to do to get that product? She said, well, you have to go to a meeting with me. I said, I just want the product. She goes, no. And you can get it at a big discount, but you got to come to this meeting with me. I said, okay, I just want the product. So finally, she got me to discover Arbonne. And they started telling me about the opportunity. And I thought it was pretty crazy how you could work from home and make more money than I was making in corporate America. I was working 80 hours a week. So I'm going to make as much money, more money than I did at corporate America for only 15 hours a week. And then I could teach everybody else to do it too. I said, that's just insane. There's something wrong with these people. And she said, no, you can do it. Danielle White, this girl, Danielle White did it. And she's already got a white Mercedes. I was like, and they're giving you a white Mercedes too. Okay. So I don't know what I drank at that Discover Arbonne party, because I signed up that night as a consultant, and I just don't know why. But then Vicki, whatever they gave me to drink. So I went home and I went to sleep, and the next morning I was like, what did I do? I was in a panic. I think I'm selling something, you know? I didn't know. like, I can't sell. I don't know anybody. I can't do this. And in the midst of all that fear, there was a calm in my mind, and it said, I need you to do this. Well, if you guys know my mind, there's nothing calm in there. Especially when I've had some fizzy sticks. No calm. So that had to be God. And he knew before I did that I needed this business. And he knew why, and I didn't. So, like, I said, okay, I'm going for it. So I told everybody about Armand that I could think of. And they did think I was crazy. So Reedy joined my team. My friends supported me. They bought product. I'm so glad it's good product. Because my friends supported me and they bought it. And they would have bought it anyway. But I'm so glad it's good. Because they're still buying it. And I'm glad about that. So anyway, I promoted to area manager in 2 months. You know, an area manager, your checks are not too bad for 15 hours a week. I mean, part-time work, my checks were like $1,500 to $3,000 a month. And I'm like, okay, this is real. You know, this is absolutely real. My poor husband, who I love to death and very supportive, he's the ultimate Arbonne husband. Let's just call him Arbonne husband. And he did not once question my investment in my business. He didn't once question what I was doing. When I came home and I said, honey, I think I'm selling Arbonne, and I'm gonna make $10,000 a month and be driving a white Mercedes one day. And he said, okay, honey, when you get it, let me know, you know. And then I Arbonnized my whole house, and I even took his soap. That's a problem for men. They want their soap, bar of soap, right? Men, right? So I said, no, honey, you can't have soap. Arbonne doesn't make it. I said, it's full of animal fat and chemicals. So here's some cleansing gel. So he said, I want my soap. That's the only thing he's demanded. The only thing. I said, okay, but he's Arbonne head to toe. I promise you. Well, what happened in my business was I was going crazy, and I actually was like, I think gone all the time. At the time, we were teaching home presentations, and you needed to do like 8 to 10 to actually keep going as fast as I did. I mean, area in 2 months is kind of crazy, but it happened. I just did what my upline said. I'm like, okay, you said tell everybody, I did. So, I didn't even know how to take an order the first day that I wanted. I'm like, I'll call you back. You know? I didn't even know how to put an order. I think I called Vicki, how do you do an order? But anyway, so that was kind of crazy. That was 2 months of craziness. And Arbonne husband was not happy about those 2 months. I mean, he was happy because he's like, you know, if you're happy, I'm happy. But I don't get to see my wife. So I did take a step back because I couldn't do that many presentations away from home and still have happy Arbonne husband. So I stepped back in my business, and that's why I've been in area for 7 years. Because I was able to still maintain area and still bring in more people and have new clients, and you know, my checks would grow, but I couldn't quite get to region. But it was okay with me because I realized it's not about the speed, it's just about the longevity and the consistency in your business. So I was like, okay, I'm not in a race, it's gonna happen, and I believe it, so I kept going. Then 2010 happened. I met Heather Mitchell. Well, actually, first Arbonne said they're allowed to do, we're allowed to share with social media. So that was like, wow, that's awesome. We went to our conference and they shared that with us, and I was so excited. I'm thinking, social media, that means I could probably work from home and share it somehow. I don't have a Facebook account, but I'll figure that out. So when I got home, the first thing I did was set up a Facebook account in 2010, and guess what? I found Heather Mitchell. I think it was Sarah that found Heather Mitchell. Sarah Parrish, she found her and said, you got to see what this chick's doing on her Facebook page. And I go, I want to see it. It was like amazing. She's like genius. Everybody was posting on her page, I want great skin. I want to get healthy. I'm like, I gotta figure out what she's doing. So I chatted with her. We actually talked on the phone for hours. And it was almost like, she's on the West Coast, like in California. I'm on the East Coast. But I promise, I think we're sisters somehow. Because we have the same, my dad didn't travel, so I don't think that's right. So I'm thinking that. So what happened is we had this passion for figuring out a way to work from home and be able to share our bond, the products and the business. We had the same passion. Like, what if you could stay home, not have to get your babysitters, just not have to leave your husbands and stuff like that, and we could still build a business from home. And she felt the same way. So I'm gonna fast forward and just tell you that we just meshed, and we were determined. We were these crazy people who thought it could happen, even though it had not happened before. Even though in network marketing, there was no system that really you could teach people to work from home with social media. Wasn't there. We were crazy enough to believe it could happen. And this one's a genius. I was just smart enough to just grab her tails and, her shirt tail or whatever and just go with it. I'm like, whatever you're doing, I'm doing, because I like it. And we had success, and then we have failures, but you always got to learn your lessons. But we kept having success, kept trying new things, and that's where we were for like the last 4 years. I flew out to San Diego to meet her at a social media conference, and it was just, the vision just kept growing and growing. So our passion got stronger. We loved this company. We loved the compensation. We loved what it stands for. We just needed an easy way for busy people to do this business and not have to leave their home. That's when the software was born. Out of all those trials and errors, it was born in like 2013, Simplify. It was created, customized, easy to duplicate. And from 2013 until July of 2014, our team went into region qualification. So I introduced that to my team, and actually people liked it because they were like, I don't have to leave my house. I'm like, no, just follow this. Just watch these videos and duplicate it. And so from that crazy idea came the system that took our team to region. So that's huge. And the thing is, our team, I'm so blessed and so passionate that you guys made it here, because Pam drove, a distance, and people were driving distance. But we have a team in Australia. These are pictures of my team that's like everywhere, because it's virtual. Your clients and your consultants can be anywhere, and you can teach and train them. So we're so passionate about that. So I just wanted to tell you that's how I became region. It's just crazy to think that from one idea against the opposite of what other people were teaching. Now, parties and home presentations were great. I just couldn't figure out how to get enough done. So I'm like grateful for the people in front of us who did it. And we still have one or two, but it's so much better for my team and myself to be able to work it from a computer. So that just meshed so perfectly. So I just want to take a minute to go over and just recognize my team, and then congratulate them. I am going to have a toast for my team at the end, so I want you guys to hold, make sure you're going to make sure your champagne glasses and stuff are filled. So a lot of our team couldn't make it tonight because they're in different locations, but I want to recognize the people who are building businesses that are with scarves, but also people who have their qualification. I'm going to do this in